video, the craziest decade in NFL history, full cap of the 2010s. The 2010s probably one. 2010 is probably my favorite. Like, I ain't gonna lie, era. That's because nigga, I grew up mostly of it, but but nah, 2010 like for the era, it been the most craziest era though. Like don't get me wrong, like the 2000 era was crazy, but I feel like the 2010s was like for like hella crazy, bro. Like games, the games, the story behind these like teams. I think it's a better era. I ain't gonna hold you, but let's argue in the comments which era is the better era, because you got the 90s, you got the 80s, 90s, you got the 2000s, but hey, you got the 2010s. You feel me? I ain't gonna hold you. The 10's gonna be my favorite though.
And throughout my time doing this whole YouTube thing, I've covered a ton of teams. And, well, I mean, you see the title. I thought, hey, why not take all this knowledge I've gained doing research and straight up watching football and do a 2010s NFL recap? I think it'd be fun. And with the offseason here, let's just have a good time. Put on our nostalgia goggles and geek out about some football and remember the entirety of the 2010s decade. So, let's begin, and let's start with 15 years ago in the mythical year of 2010. The 2010 NFL season. It's wild that some of you watching this video might have not even been born yet, but this season for me was the first NFL season I actually have memory of watching, and of course I enjoyed every waking second of.
But I ain't gonna lie, what's your memory of like? Because to me, like I started watching it around the 2000, like around 12 and 13 season.
Bruce Grodkowski.
Closest to the
A
pin.
little bit, you laughing a little bit. Because I was a fan of JJ Watson.
Anyways, in 2010, let me get into some world building here, because coming into this year, the defending Super Bowl champions were the New Orleans Saints, led by Super Bowl MVP
Drew Brees,
who will be absolutely tortured in this video beyond human description, as you'll find out, but he's going to stick around too. And not far behind the Saints were the Colts, led by Peyton Manning, who I just did a video on, the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and the New England Patriots with Brian Hoyer. And, I mean, as you can probably guess, these four Hall of Famers will be the backbone of this entire video, molding the entirety of the 2010s decade around their image. The Pittsburgh Steelers were also a weird team to measure because their quarterback, who was just a tier below the Big Four, Ben Roethlisberger, was suspended for... I'm getting sick of saying it out loud, y'all, so there you go. But without him, the Steelers did fine, and when he came back, they became one of the scariest teams in the league, led by Defensive Player of the Year Troy Polamalu.
Troy Polamalu, okay? Fucking Troy Polamalu.
But
hey, Troy Polamalu, bro, prime, bro, because his career was so short. I ain't gonna lie, it was just he had like a short career. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like 6 years in the league, six, 7 in the league. I think y'all let me know in the comments, but. Man, if he was in the like lead a little bit longer, bruh, I swear, like I don't like, bruh. I think his career been a totally different. I ain't gonna hold you. If he ain't never got hurt and those injuries never like fuck with his career, bruh, I think he would be like, bruh, a different story. We would have a different story about
the regular
Palmalo.
season was also pretty damn solid. We're going to have better ones in a few minutes, don't worry. But in Minnesota, things were Well, they weren't great. Brett Favre's horniness got leaked from a few years back, and that didn't exactly help the team morale, as the Vikings went from being a game or just a play away from the Super Bowl. If Favre could just take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal, they might be in the Super Bowl. But in 2010, the Vikings went 6-10, and their unluckiest moment of the year came when their dome collapsed. But sadly, this did not stop the Vikings from playing football that week. Meanwhile, we got some fun one-off moments as well. The Calvin Johnson rule changed how we even view the process of a catch. Andre Johnson kicked the ever-loving shit out of Cortland Finnegan like he was playing Street Fighter. Deshaun Jackson did the thing versus the Giants. And Texans running back Arian Foster also quietly had one of the greatest running back seasons ever. And from a pure fantasy perspective, not only did he peg me in the Final Four, which I'm very over at this point in my mature adult life, but the top 13 players in fantasy points that year were all quarterbacks, except for Arian Foster, who was number 1 with 326 points. But the story of the year, and going into the playoffs, was the New York Jets, fueled by an underdog mentality, grit, and a passionate football.
Bruh. Fucking Mark Sanchez, bruh. I swear to God, I would never... Because my dad was a huge Patriots fan, and I used to always be fucking hate him, nigga, hate him to a fucking hate him, nigga, hate him, nigga. You feel me? Hate him, nigga. I'm like the King shirt, and they was Drake to me. You feel me? I hate those niggas, bruh, from the heart, but. Bro, fucking the Jets quarterback pissed me off, bro, because y'all could won that game, bro. That nigga ran straightly to his linebacker.
Fetish. Nobody wanted to get near this New York team, but this is a contact sport, unfortunately, which led to one of the weirdest single-season playoffs by any team ever. Not only did the Jets beat the 14-win Patriots, but the round earlier, they also beat the Colts, which would turn out to be Peyton's last game as a member of Indianapolis. So all of a sudden, the Jets were in the AFC Championship game with Mark Glizzard Gobbler Sanchez as the quarterback, and that angry ESPN guy as the head coach. And in the NFC, things were, I guess, a little bit more normal-ish, but only barely. The Seahawks were one of the worst playoff teams of all time, sneaking into the postseason with 7 wins.
Marshawn Lynch changed that franchise. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, Russell Wilson was a key factor of that team, but I feel like Marshawn Lynch was the heart and soul for that Seahawks, because when he arrived, they was at, like, before he arrived, they was at. Since he arrived, bro, changed that whole franchise. Only thing they was just missing with that key was just quarterback. That's it.
After trading for Marshawn Lynch, things changed.
Bruh.
Yep, 41 points. Come on now, Drew. You think you can score 36 in the playoffs and expect to win? What a fool. Go back down to your hole and cry. Well, we'll see you in a few minutes for your next beating. But sadly for Seattle, they couldn't keep up their Cinderella run and were promptly eaten by a bigger fish in the Bears, who were then devoured by the Green Bay Packers.
One thing I hate about the Bears organization, y'all ruined us. Like, y'all ruined a lot of quarterbacks, and I blame y'all front office, GM, owners, everything. Y'all ruined offensive line coaching, all of them, because, like, bro, y'all had Jay Cutler. To me, I'm gonna say one of the greatest quarterbacks in Chicago history. You feel me? Because it's like, bro, he took you to the playoffs time again, and it's like, bro, niggas didn't help him, bro. The franchise, like, literally had, like, quit on him, and that's when he started, like, being ass. And it's just like, bro, it's time and time again. Even we seen it with Justin Field, because Justin Fields a good ass quarterback. I don't care. He got some mistakes. Yeah, like most quarterbacks always make mistakes, but he is still a good ass quarterback. And y'all did him dirty. And like I'm praying that Caleb Williams. I know y'all got better offense now, but I hoping Caleb Williams really had a sustainable career. Like I want him to be the next Jay Cutler. You feel me? Because that shit crazy to me.
Packers, who, led by Aaron Rodgers, who is a legal owner of this facility, he defeated not Jay Cutler because he got hurt and his toughness was questioned at the time. But BJ Raji did this after picking off Caleb Haney. Caleb Haney in the NFC Championship game. It seems like he's a trustworthy financial advisor, though, so if you're in the area, hit him up. Meanwhile, the Jets fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which set up the Super Bowl. Packers versus Steelers.
My bad. I thought the Jets. My bad. I forgot they faced the Steelers. But when Nate Burrow, the shit, I think it was with the Patriots. That's the game I'm talking about. Pissed me off.
Once again, my first Super Bowl having a conscience. And how was this game? It was pretty good. But
nah, it was
so
good.
Like 2010, that was kind of like a bridge year into the meat of the 2010s. This was a very solid Super Bowl and a career-defining game for Aaron Rodgers. The Packers kind of blew them out, up 21-3, but Big Ben climbed back in and wasn't going to be denied. But eventually, a late interception sealed it, and the Green Bay Packers won their 4th Super Bowl in franchise history. And with Aaron Rodgers, arguably the most talented quarterback to ever play in his youth, still, the NFL was surely going to succumb to the Packers dynasty, right? Surely. Aaron Charles Rodgers was the most popular player in the NFL. People were looking at Tom Brady and Peyton Manning as fossils.
Yes.
Yeah, geezers. Rodgers is hot and
Bruh, after this nigga Aaron Rodgers won his fucking Super Bowl, bruh, niggas was, bruh, y'all talk about glaze. Niggas was glazing this nigga crazy. And it was respectful. Like, it was like very respectful. You feel me? And understandable. But I'm like, damn, Tom Brady got 3 rings. Peyton just got, like, damn, Tom got 3. You feel me? Peyton, you feel me? You still got Peyton Manning over there. And I'm like, damn, they kind of like threw this nigga in. Like, bro, it was like, and it was understandable. Like, bro, like, I understand why they did that, because, like, the way Aaron Rodgers, like, to start to finish, Aaron Rodgers is going to be one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So, like, I understand why they put him at that high up pedestal, but the glaze was just crazy to me. Because bro, me and my dad was watching it, and they was like, ESPN was just glazing him. I'm like, damn, I understand, but can he my part's like, yeah, bro, he's a dope quarterback, but can he keep on doing it?
ready to mingle. Who wants the smoke from the big cheese man? And
Nah,
early
but
on was, well, nobody. Aaron Rodgers actually managed to exceed expectations. People
Facts.
thought he was going to be the best quarterback in the league, but he said, nah, that,
Facts.
and had the best season a quarterback has ever had. Nobody has been more efficient in a season than 2011 Rodgers, and I don't even think they can be. Like, on a mathematical level, it's not possible. As the Packers were 15-1 and were cruising to
it was so
another Super Bowl
crazy.
done.
Everybody
It's
thought they was finna go
it's
to
a
the
shame
Super
because the
Bowl.
Lions were also pretty good this year. Stafford and Megatron did things, but literally nobody cared because the Packers were just better. Same goes for Brady and Breeze as well. Not Peyton Manning because he missed the whole season with forehead surgery, but those two had amazing years. New England had a big season highlighted by their new weapons in Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, who would go
Oh, boy, the highest KD in NFL. You feel me? But no. when I already knew, like, bro, the Patriots was gonna be on the craziest in a craziest dynasty to run. Once they had Gronkowski, bro, in that starting lineup, they started tight end, bro. It was like, bro, like it couldn't stop that. Nobody didn't have an answers for that Rob and Brady connection. I'm gonna say the Ravens. That's the only team that really slowed that connection down. Like, because, bro, nobody really could stop this connection
Go
for
on to
real.
dominate the NFL for the next decade together. I'm lying, by the way, okay? If you didn't know, he actually ended up Tim Tebow. Tim f***ing Tebow. You know, if I could go back in time to the year 2011 and do one thing, I wouldn't warn the world about COVID or some boring shit like that. Nah, I'd say, Denver, please, 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 please keep Tim Tebow, okay? He ends up leaving you for the Jets, and they win 7 Super Bowls, so don't trade him. Just keep him on the team, because in 2011, Tim Tebow honestly just blew ass. Man straight up looked like if the Lions put Dan Skipper at quarterback full-time, but in the body of a muscular man. But he kept winning. I don't know how, but he just won and won and won. And eventually...
That because, like, bro, Tim Tebow had good people around him. That's even with college. He had good niggas around him. That's how he kept on winning. And even the people, like, that's not, like, he made them good. So it's like, it's just with Tim Tebow, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, bruh, Tim Tebow, he's gonna be in my heart because what he did in college. But it's like, bruh, when he got to the NFL, he was winning, but it was like, his arm was like shit questionable.
40 on us, dashing our playoff hopes despite having the most penalties in a single season ever, and a certain sad child was not having any of it on that day. Yes, this is me. No, nothing's changed. And he just kept going. First, the defending AFC champion Steelers in the wild card. Tim Tebow threw a slant to Demaryius Thomas, who ran it all the way for a touchdown. And after the game, the John 3:16 coincidences were a lot, but that was kind of it for Tebow, as immediately Tom and Bill double-teamed him, and that was that. Fuck you, Tebow.
The thing with Tebow is like, bro, if you like shut down his weapons he throw it to, like you shut down the weapons he throw it, like he be throwing it to, he fucked.
Anyways, in NFC land, things were looking different. The 49ers kind of came out of nowhere this season with new head coach Jim Harbaugh, and were one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. They had a disgusting defense, but nobody was really worried about anyone other than Green Bay, who were set to play against the New York Giants, who were only in the playoffs because Jason Garrett iced his own goddamn kicker and were projected to be slaughtered by a
Cowboys always gonna be Cowboys.
Aaron Rodgers, and a Packers team that only lost 1 game in the last 12 months. Well, 2.
They're going for it all. The pass is caught for the...
But I don't care what nobody say. And people always want to discard Eli Manning career. Because to me, like, I always gonna say Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer. A lot of people like, no, he ain't no Hall of Famer. He was worse in this. But when it's time for the playoffs, he was the most exciting person to watch in the playoffs. Because even like this, he knocked down Green Bay, won the top 10 teams. Then did it again. Who it was? I think it was Green Bay. I forgot who the Giants was facing, but was being the top teams once again and beating New England once again. Top teams, all top teams doing the playoffs, but we guard Eli Manning what he did in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he beat all the quarterbacks. All the great quarterbacks we named, he beat them all. And that's why I be like he a Hall of Famer, because if you beat Aaron Rodgers, you beat, oh shit. You should beat Aaron Rodgers. You should beat this. You feel me? It's just like, to me, in my eyes, he always gonna be a Hall of Famer. But with this game, I ain't gonna lie. Once again, everybody thought Green Bay was gonna win this game, but once Eli this was a shocking game because nobody expected the Giants to really be in this run. Everybody, like, for real, bro, we thought it was gonna be Green Bay and the Patriots. But some of us thought it was gonna be Green Bay and the Patriots.
Touchdown!
They fucking lost. The Packers lost to the Giants. And I didn't even mention
But
it, but
nobody
the 49ers also barely won too versus the Saints after New Orleans defense collapsed twice in crunch time. And the 49ers escaped with their playoff lives, as well as the last of Drew Brees' functioning testicles, which then, I'm telling you, the 2011 playoffs weren't real at all. But this set up my favorite single game performance ever.
Kyle Williams on the punt. This ball sure hit Kyle Williams on the knee. Kyle Williams, who's already muffed one. He grabs this one and he throws it up.
Kyle Williams fumbled not once, but twice. 2 times. And that was enough to send the worst team in Super Bowl history to the big game, as the New York Giants upset the 49ers. And now we're ready to face Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. and the evil empire. Those who face the... Hold on. Give me a minute. Those who face the Sith must prepare to die. You do not...
And you know what's so crazy? I did hated the Patriots at this time, bro. But some reason my gut didn't, like, I didn't see, like, bro, Giants beat them again, because I'm like, bro, it's the Patriots. They ain't gonna let them beat them again. Like, bro, I'm like, the Patriots got it. No.
Face the empire without losing. Eli Manning has a lot of testosterone in that old pecker of his, I tell you what. And this Super Bowl between the Patriots went just as the last one did, in a historic, unequivocal upset. The Patriots should have really won this game. I mean, they were better.
Yes, bro.
You know the drill. Wes Welker dropped a huge pass. Brady's wife got pissed at him, or at the time wife, and Eli Manning and Mario Manningham completed a top 10 pass and catch of all time, and somehow, despite having significantly lower odds to win the Super Bowl than the 2-win Colts, Eli Manning and the New York Giants had done it. But could they maintain that success?
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival.
They couldn't, but it was fun to
You
see
encounter
them, though.
one wolf, chances are
They couldn't, but it was fun, though.
Of course the fuck not. What? No, if it's not 2011 or 2007, Eli Manning isn't even a player. He's just a concept. But 2012 would be one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. Which began in the offseason, as in Indianapolis, they moved on from Peyton Manning, drafting Andrew Luck, while the Skins took...
Fuck Andrew Luck. Chiefs fan. Fuck Andrew Luck, because on my mama, every time the Chiefs face Andrew motherfucking Luck, we always fucking fumble, bro. We always fumble against this nigga, and I hate that nigga,
Robert
bro.
Griffin III second
Hate
overall,
that
and the
nigga.
two would go on to have a legendary Rookie of the Year duel, while Peyton Manning went to Denver.
And this my last thing before I pause this. Commanders, I wish do not ruin Jalen McDaniels' career like y'all did RG3, because bro, RG3 bro career, man, bro, he should be in the league right now. It's just like, bro, it's fucking crazy, because the Commanders once again didn't really, like, bro, really don't really get like 2 fucks about their quarterbacks. Like, they had a Taylor Heineke that took them to the playoffs. They really like, bro, with Taylor Heineke, bro, took the pieces y'all had success with, and like to me, it's like those franchise, Washington Commanders, Chicago's, those two franchises like can't keep a quarterback, and that's why I like, bro, please don't ruin those two futures. Like, don't ruin Caleb Williams' future and Jalen McDaniels' future. Because, bro, Jalen McDaniels, I'm saying it. I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm saying it right now. And they went, bro. I got them Washington winning the championship. Like, they got way better.
Teamed up with all the weapons they had over there, which also meant, like I said, Tim Tebow went to the Jets. And with Mark Sanchez still there, it obviously went great. The Jets became a dynasty. Also, just a little shout out here, the Bucs drafted Doug Martin, who quietly had one of the best rookie running back seasons of all time, and possibly the greatest nickname ever, the Muscle Hamster. But his career would be plagued by injuries, and honestly, I kind of just feel bad, because I don't really talk about Tampa in this video until later. NFC land remained pretty similar, though. The 49ers were the best team in football, now thrown in Green Bay, with solid production from Alex Smith and a defense that was a cheat code in Madden 12, but they weren't alone anymore, even in their division, as out of nowhere, the Seattle Seahawks became a real threat. They were still young, so
that's why I say once they had Russell Wilson and they added Bobby Wagner. I think that's when it was Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson. I think Richard Sherman during that time. Did Richard Sherman came and play during this time? Y'all let me know, but once they added this man right there, bro.
maybe not quite yet, but for a team that already
that's all they was needed.
Cam Chancellor,
defense,
their timeline was injected with crack when Russell Wilson joined the team, and along with their big hitters, Seattle had almost arrived and achieved greatness. And Russ also randomly joined the Offensive Rookie of the Year race too, with Seattle beating the Patriots, Packers on a completely normal and very safe call, the 49ers, and handed the Cardinals a 60 whopper almost, the third biggest blowout in modern history. But the NFC was really just stacked too. The Packers, Niners, Seahawks, and Vikings also had Adrian Peterson having one of the best running back seasons ever.
Oh my
Minnesota
gosh,
wasn't a real
bro.
contender, but still, the number one seed in the
AP
NFC wasn't
season,
any of those
it's
teams.
gonna be
It was
fire.
the Falcons, who led by Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White, Tony Gonzalez. Oh, dude, I love this team. They just scored so many.
Atlanta downfall is gonna be so, like, it's so crazy to me. Because that boy, like, to me, like, Matt Ryan, too. Like, he had a good-ass career because he really brought this Falcons team to a whole Super Bowl, to playoffs. And it wasn't like, even with the Super Bowl, it was Matt Ryan's fault, though. It was like, nigga, it was Kyle Shanahan, bro. Kyle Shanahan, but this Atlanta Falcons team, bro, was so dangerous.
And the NFC would have even been more loaded.
I ain't say so dangerous. My bad. Not they wasn't dangerous just yet, but they was fun to watch.
From the league this year because of Sean Payton's shenanigans with Bounty Gate and potentially stealing Vicodin and getting the DEA involved. So, that happened. Sorry, Drew Brees. You just thug it out for another year. And the Giants also didn't even make the playoffs either. So now it was playoff time. And the wild card was boring. The only thing notable was RG3's injury, which ended his career basically.
Bro. And I don't even want to, because this shit just hurts, bro. Hurts, bro.
So that's pretty much it for Washington for this decade. But the divisional round, it did go hard. The Ravens completed the Mile High Miracle, and getting domed by a stripper, Jacoby Jones, was a man possessed, rest in peace, as he ended up getting
Yeah.
by the defense for a touchdown. And the Ravens knocked out Peyton Manning's Broncos, while Aaron Rodgers' poop fetish started versus the 49ers, as Colin Kaepernick absolutely obliterated them on the ground, setting QB rushing records all over the place. And after the Falcons blew a lead, can you believe that? In the championship game, the 49ers made the Super Bowl and played against the Ravens? They had like a geriatric Ray Lewis whose body could only get out of bed because of buprenorphine, and Ray Rice.
Bro, a lot of people don't bring up Ray Rice in that Baltimore squad because, bro, that boy's running for his life, bro.
Look, this Ravens team wasn't very good.
And he did have some that too, but he was hella good.
I mean, they were good, but they weren't like a perennial Super Bowl contender
Nah.
all year. The 49ers were pretty much better at every.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't talk about their playoffs because to me, like, you talk about like playoff sequence, the Patriots and the Ravens, they sequence going back to back. Like, bro, when the Patriots beat the Ravens in the I think, was it national, like it was the championship or division round? I don't know. It probably won those, but the score is like, bro, close game, bro. New England hit a field goal, bro, went to the Super Bowl, bro. But it was just crazy because, like, bro, that playoffs, like, bro. Man, but bro, I just gotta show y'all. Hold on, bro. No, I'll show you after. I'll just show. Damn. I'll show you after it.
Position, but Baltimore was demolishing them. Jacoby Jones was just on a mission this postseason, and the Ravens looked to be walking to a Super Bowl victory, and then, well, the lights went out, which for a brief moment looked like it would change everything, but the Ravens barely hung on.
And I remember this. Good ass halftime performance, but I remember this though. This game was boring. I ain't gonna hold you, it was boring, bro. But after this happened and the 49ers kept on catching back, I'm like, I know me and my cousin, we was playing the game, but we were watching the game at the same time. We like, damn, that boy Kaepernick to score, cuz. And he like, bro, ain't no way they coming back. Bruh, that was a fun game. Second half was the funnest, bruh. The lights out made, I ain't gonna lie, the lights out made the Super Bowl this Super Bowl kind of
And
better.
Ray Lewis retired following the Super Bowl as the Joe Flacco era had begun and would reign over the NFL for the next.
Same old phone?
Bruh, that shit,
Upgrade
like,
to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
oh.
Well, that didn't last long, huh? Yeah, in just week one, Peyton Manning clobbered the Ravens with 7 of them thanks. And the Ravens kind of won't be mentioned until he comes along. But in the meantime, let's talk about some bad football teams. The Cleveland Browns. Everything was going great for them. They won a franchise best 4 games in 2013 and traded away Trent Richardson, who was good for like 3/4 of a year as a running back, but at least they had a superstar in the making in Josh Gordon, whose long career will also define this video, of course. Besides that, you get the deal.
Josh
49
Gordon, bruh, he was like a good ass stud, bruh, because he was a good ass wide receiver, but it was just like, bruh, he dumb shit. This dumb
Patriots
shit.
were good, the Patriots were good, but the Seahawks were born. After flashing their potential last year, the Legion of Boom came onto
Yeah.
the scene and became one of
This when they had added Richard Sherman, added Bobby Wagner.
the single
Bro, this Seattle, bro, I swear to God, it's the most dangerous team, bro. Like defense wise, like bro, we ain't gonna never seen a defense in off like bro, both combined, not just defense but offense as well. Like both combined, bro. It's just like we ain't gonna never get
best
that again.
defenses of all time. Richard Sherman, Bam Bam Cam,
Yeah.
Von Wagner, Earl Thomas. They were straight up strangling their prey to death every week. And
Legion
the
of
offense
Boom,
also
bro.
had Russell Wilson, beast mode, Doug Baldwin. I mean, this team became potentially the team to beat in a still absolutely loaded NFC, which had other tier 2 teams like Chip Kelly's Eagles and Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. But the Cheese Man would also not make an appearance this season from what it looked like, as Rodgers was out for 7 games with a broken collarbone. But then he returned in the final game of the season, playing for a playoff spot versus the Chicago Bears. He legally was required to attend this event to fulfill his ownership contractual obligations, and Bears fans just look away.
Rodgers gets out, floats it, Cobb, touchdown, Randall.
No, what's so crazy? This is a slap on game too.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers does not like the Bears. Now, to talk more about the AFC, the Denver Broncos looked like one of the best teams of all time as well.
Facts.
Peyton Manning broke every record for single-season passing yards, passing touchdowns. It just, the brother was showing no mercy. And this was all with a defense that should have been even better than they already were with
Facts.
Pro Bowler Elvis Dumervil. But, you know, the fax machine broke, so they lost him, as you do. But the AFC West over the last few years, too, went from being trash to loaded. The Broncos were a thing, like I've been saying. The Chargers had prime Keenan Allen and Phillip Rivers. The Chiefs had Alex Smith and Jamal Charles. And we had Jameis Olawale and won 4 f***ing games. But yeah, once again, this might be the strongest level of competition in NFL history, or at least recent history. I mean, the Patriots were like damn near a tier 2 contender, and they went 12-4, only getting somewhat sidetracked by the Aaron Hernandez situation. But the playoffs began with a bang. The Colts and Andrew Luck versus the
Fuck Andrew Luck. Hate that boy. Hate this game. Hate this game. Hold up. This for one time. Because like
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking with you.
Like I don't fuck with you, Andrew Luck, because you cost me pain, nigga. Every time it's time, and the thing is, I feel like it was just a Chiefs thing, because if it was on other teams, you not doing all this to no other team. But when it's time for the Chiefs, it's time to get like, bro. It's like you always want to put belt to ass on my team. I don't like that. You won't do that to nobody else, but you won't do that to the Chiefs. That's why I don't fuck with Andrew Luck. And to this day, I hate this game because, bro, defense, where we was at. Bro, defense let these niggas came right back. Snooze fest, bro. And I'm like, bro, come on, bro. We can do it. We can do it. We already whooping they up. Defense, snooze fest. Nigga, that nigga Andrew Luck think he Tom Brady because he wearing number 12, bitch. You ain't the GOAT. And that's what I was seeing. I was seeing some Tom Brady shit doing these games because these some like, bro, Andrew Luck, fuck him, bro. Fuck him, bro.
The Chiefs. A game in which Kansas City, who was a
Fuck
poverty
'em.
franchise, blew
Think he
a
Tom Brady because he think he
38-10
wearing
lead, as
man.
Andrew Luck had one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history and looked to birth a legendary career. And meanwhile, the 49ers beat the Packers again on a walk-off field goal, which led to the championship games, being the Broncos versus the Patriots, and another installment of the Brady-Manning rivalry in the Seahawks versus the 49ers. One of these games was mid, but the other was one of the best games ever played. Yeah, it wasn't the Manning versus Brady game, as Denver pretty much crushed them, but the NFC West rivalry game.
Bro, oh my gosh, this was. I remember watching this at my uncle's because he was like, bro, this gonna be one of the best games ever. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, yeah, you right, you right, because hey, that boy Richard Sherman was not playing with what's his name? Because some fans was like, Crabtree, he gonna give you a game, this and that boy. That boy say, bruh, that boy Richard Sherman went off, bruh. He was not playing, bruh. They was not playing.
Was everything people could have dreamed it was.
Yes.
And more. Blood, guts, and glory covered the
Yes.
field. Just revisiting the game highlights alone, I completely forgot how violent this game was. Navarro Bowman had one of the most disgusting injuries ever, and the 49ers still should have won. They had their chances, but in the biggest moments, the biggest players didn't place. And, well, the 49ers tried Richard Sherman with a sorry receiver like Crabtree. And, quite frankly, that's the results you're going to get. Super Bowl 48.
Facts.
Yeah, it's...
You know what's so crazy? That. Oh, my bad, my boy. I ain't even see. But that team right there, that Broncos team wasn't ready. Defense wasn't ready. Like, bro, offense, bro. They destroyed that boy. Bro, that Legion of Boom destroyed Penny Manning, bro. They destroyed the offensive line. He threw picks. He fumbled. Like, offensive line wasn't ready, bro, for that team. The whole Broncos wasn't ready for that team.
But for a season as great as this one, I guess we kind of had to get one of the worst Super Bowls ever, because you got to offset things at some point. The best defense versus the best offense was a complete dud, as Seattle dismantled Denver, as Russell Wilson was a Super Bowl champion in year number 2, as the Seahawks were not going to be showing any signs of slowing down soon.
Seahawks fucked this up.
Alright, now we're getting into some classic NFL chicanery. Ray Rice was kicked out of the NFL for beating his fiancée, which, you know, of course. And then another world-renowned piece of shit in Kellen Winslow Jr. was arrested for masturbating in his car, but it's fine. He told the police he was just looking for a Boston market, so surely he was let go, right? And then Ndamukong Suh also just kept on stepping on Aaron Rodgers, and there were so many more players arrested this year. But luckily, the NFL was cleansed by its most level-headed, mature player it's seen in decades when the Browns brought in Billy Vegas, Johnny Money Manziel himself, the greatest player to ever walk this earth. And, you know, time for my every 10-minute random rant on a nostalgic fantasy player for me, but Matt Forte was a beast this season. The Bears were really bad, but the man put the team on his back, Greg Jennings style, and casually had...
Sound like Joe Hendry. You feel me? It sound like Joe Hendry in Arizona, y'all. It sound like Joe Hendry.
Had 2K scrimmage yards, which is wild. But back to the contenders. So at this point, people thought the Patriots dynasty was over, and Tom Brady was cooked. In 2014, 11 years ago, people were giving up on Tom and said he should retire and go start playing shuffleboarding or whatever, as despite adding all-pro...
And this why I never understand why the media would do some shit like that. Because this nigga just needed somebody with such... Nigga, you don't think I can do it though, boy? Because, bruh, and I'm like, bruh, are y'all crazy just with... like 3 years ago. You feel me? Like 4 years ago. You feel me? We just now like, damn, nigga, Tom Brady, he didn't get a championship. Like when he won, like
Darrelle Revis, the Patriots were struggling to start the year, getting blown out by Kansas City, with Tom even getting benched. But, you know, major spoiler here, the dynasty did not end there. Meanwhile, in 49ers land, they had completely fallen apart. The front office turned on Jim Harbaugh and
yeah,
he was
oh,
effectively
bro.
backstabbed and forced out of the building, which
Bro, this hurt my heart after that because I was like I really fuck with the 49ers and it was like, bro, after I heard that and I'm like, no, no. He was bruh, he was the heart and soul of that team, bruh. And it was like the 49ers, like, bro, he was the reason why they was winning a lot, too. And don't get me wrong, even with the weapons they had, you feel me, Kaepernick, you still had them, but it was just like, after they lost him, it was a wrap for this
even
team.
worse 2015 campaign without
It was a wrap.
With no 49ers in the picture. The Seahawks and Packers took
Like,
advantage,
bro,
but
like, the Seahawks, I mean, the 49ers, bro, it took them, like, really 6 years to, like, to overcome
also,
that.
the Dallas Cowboys were a real team as well. DeMarco Murray was arguably the best running back in football, and Tony Romo and Dez Bryant were playing good ball. Also, I'm going to mention Odell's catch here now because, well, the Giants sucked. The AFC North was also evolving fast as well. The Steelers got a power up with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell now both in their primes. The Ravens had T-Sizzle, Steve Smith, and Joe Flacco, of course, and the Bengals were almost in contention with the big dogs as well. But honestly, although this was a pretty mid-regular season, all things considered, we ended up getting one of the greatest playoffs of all time. But what made these playoffs so insane and unique was the controversies. Because literally every single round, from the wild card to the Super Bowl, had something to make Twitter pop the fuck off. So it all started with Detroit. Doesn't it always? And because Roger and the deity that runs the universe itself hates Detroit, the Lions got cocked by this Brandon Pettigrew no call and lost to the Cowboys. But then karma got Dallas in the divisional round as they lost to the Packers after Dez Bryant's catch was ruled incomplete. And then in the championship round, Andrew Luck and the Colts fell to Tom Brady, with the Deflategate controversy being the biggest media nightmare the NFL has probably ever had, as the world was convinced the Patriots cheated and Tom Brady would be suspended 4 games as a result. But also, the NFC Championship between the Seahawks and Packers was... I'm running out of synonyms here, bro. Nutty as a fruitcake. The Packers had so many chances to put this game away, but couldn't. And when you leave the door open for a champion, that's usually objectively not smart, as the Packers fucked up an onside kick recovery, and Jermaine Kearse called game, which then led to the best game in NFL history. Maybe not.
I don't care what nobody say. I'm always gonna say this gonna be the best Super Bowl. Because from start to finish, it was a good ass game. Bro, even like, bro, y'all remember the catch when Tyler Lockett catch where he like it really the ball slide up all the way to his foot, nigga. The ball like rolled out like a rim, bro. It like rolled out and he caught that mug, and I'm like, what the fuck? Then y'all can't, bro. Even the playoffs, the end of the game, bro. And I always gonna say Pete Carroll made the dumbest decision ever, because if they just run the ball to Marshawn Lynch, they would won the game. But they did not run the ball with Marshawn Lynch, and they got fucked.
My personal favorite, but the best game ever played. Patriots versus Seahawks. The game that would determine the next 5 years of football. Would a dynasty end today and would a new one blossom, or would the evil empire maintain its grasp on winning in general? And well, It was back and forth. These teams were evenly matched. That was abundantly clear, but Brady and the Patriots offense was just too good. They were dicing up the Seahawks, but still, Seattle had a chance to go win the game themselves, and that's exactly what they did.
Russell in the pocket. Russell for...
Bruh, this catch always...
Is it... But somehow... Oh, did he wind up with a football?
fucking
One
crazy.
of the greatest plays in NFL history. The Patriots got historically unlucky, and with Marshawn Lynch bringing the ball down to within mere inches, the next move was obvious. It's Ricardo Lockett time, bitches. Woo!
Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Well, there you go. One of the most iconic plays in NFL history happened. Malcolm Butler, a no-name defensive back at the time, called game. Seahawks fell off a cliff, and Tom Brady.
Bro, this was like after this was the end of the Legion of Boom, bro. It was the end, and after if they didn't win this, I think they would be like on some Cowboys dynasty if they won this game. If they won this game. But it's just like, bro. Once again, Pete Carroll, why you made that decision? Why you call that decision though? Like,
Still had a lot more in the tank. All right, it's honestly going to be kind of impossible to top the run we've been on for the last couple of seasons, right? I mean, come on. That's like 3 elite.
you know what's so crazy? I don't remember from the 2015 Oh, yes I do.
seasons
Kaepernick.
in a row, but
The rise of Kaepernick.
2015 did have its moments, though. Right? The Jets, the New York Jets, were good. Out of absolutely fuck all nowhere, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the journeyman sensation, had Jets fans fooled into thinking they were looking at their franchise quarterback now. But with Brandon Marshall, the Jets were actually a threat, sneaking into the playoffs, beating the Patriots on a weird defer call in overtime, and they were sort of a threat. And speaking of the Patriots, yeah, Tom lost some of that sexual appeal, and they kind of collapsed a little bit down the stretch, which allowed the Denver Broncos to come out of kind of nowhere as well, led by Brock Osweiler for most of the season, to steal the #1 seed in the AFC. Because for Denver at this point, Peyton Manning was absolutely geeked, but their defense was nearing all-time levels.
But my thing is, I ain't gonna say that because to me, I feel like Peyton Manning arm wasn't the best. You feel me? It wasn't the best. His arm was, nigga, giving out. You feel me? His arm was giving out during this season. So the reason why Denver even won it, once again, they had a fucking good ass defense, crazy
with
defense.
Von Miller being a man possessed. So they just had to see how far they could go. But the main storyline of this year wasn't Brady, Rodgers, Manning, or Brees.
It was Cam.
It was Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
A team that nobody ever really cares about, but holy smokes, they were good this year.
Yeah.
This was a team that didn't really have all that much talent on offense on paper, but Cam Newton just made it all work. With Greg Olsen as his leading receiver, who was a tight end, Cam took over the world, basically, with, dabbing being a thing. And this was also a team that was on the other side of the ball, elite, led by the best defensive player in the league in Luke Kuechly, as they became the second team this decade to go 15-1. The goofy headlines also were, a thing as usual. I gotta mention a few. Cowboys rookie tackle La'el Collins had an unfortunate media headline leak about a well-mannered individual by the name of Throatzilla, who got upset for not receiving a payment for eating his ass. All right, sounds about right. The Richard Rodgers Hail Mary happened to the Lions, who had Jim Bob Cooter as their offensive coordinator, who I love. I love this guy. He is known for his NFL achievements, such as climbing through a girl's window to get in bed with her. I could not tell you how this man is employed. I could keep going, too. The Ravens had a D-tackle arrested for illegal possession of an alligator, and we also got the greatest tweet of all time from Bills legend Cardale Jones. But, all right. I'll chill. Let's go back to football. The Bengals were good too for a hot minute. Then Andy Dalton got hurt, so that ended that. But in the playoffs, that didn't stop them from having a truly
My thing is, boy, y'all better than me. I would not be, man. I'm making all this money, and you telling me I'm losing my job over an alligator, over me trying to be a perv. Like, come on.
Bengals versus Steelers game in the wild card. These playoffs were drunk, bro. I don't know what was going on, but the Bengals had the game won, free and easy, handed to them in a paper bag, but they decided to piss on it and got arrested for public indecency. Adam Jones and Vontaze Burfict lost their craniums. After giving Antonio Brown a physical lobotomy, they decided...
Hey, they said that's what started Antonio
a
Brown's
chip shot
CTE.
field goal later would eliminate the Bengals from the playoffs. And then we got Seahawks versus Vikings. Another somewhat similar situation sort of happened where in one of the coldest games ever played, Teddy Bridgewater suffered a pretty horrible injury, but a chip shot field goal would seal season.
And the kick is no good.
I mean, that's just got to be the worst missed field goal we've seen in a fat minute. Like, really?
Yeah.
Give me a few tries and I'm accidentally getting that John in there, all right? Now, we got to talk Arizona Cardinals here for a second, because while Cam Newton was never not going to win the MVP, Carson Palmer had a strong case this season. As
Bro, this Arizona team with bro, when they beat, I remember this game, bro. When they beat Arizona, bro, and I'm like, not a dumbass, Green Bay. When they beat Green Bay, bro, I'm like, bro, it was looking like after they beat Green Bay, it was looking like, oh shit, Arizona. They looking like that team can like shock the world, but I think they ran to the Seahawks and it was like raps.
he finished second, and Larry Fitzgerald was still going. The Honey
Yep.
Badger was debatably the best safety in football, and this all led to Cardinals versus Packers. My favorite game ever. It's just so good. Aaron Rodgers with no one else versus the entire Cardinals team. Like, the Packers' top two receivers by the end of this game were Jeff Janis and Jared Abbrederis. But still, the Packers battled. But now they needed a miracle to happen. It was 4th down and long, and a conversion needed to happen to even stay in this game. But come on now. They got Aaron motherfucking Rodgers.
Yeah.
So that's easy. Give me something harder. All right, now, we're in damn near the same exact situation. Can Rodgers somehow get it to the end zone, and exactly the end zone, to drag the game on just a little longer?
Yep.
Janice, there's a stop it.
Yep.
What a cat. That's insane.
It was just absurd. How can anyone do this? And Aaron Rodgers has done something like this multiple times.
Bro, that's why I say Aaron Rodgers is him.
Yeah. And then in overtime, the Cardinals had the ball, and it was their turn to make magic happen. And Larry Fitzgerald almost iced it on a broken play, and then a shovel pass truly ended it. And the Cardinals moved on to the championship game and got promptly railed by the Panthers. Then in the AFC...
It was the Panthers. My bad. I thought it was the Seahawks.
championship game, we got Manning versus Brady again, which came down to the last play, a failed 2-point conversion, and once again, the stage was set. Broncos versus Panthers in the Super Bowl. The old Peyton Manning versus the young Cam Newton. And the game was honestly not that good, but it was defined by two players, Cam Newton and Von Miller. And the other destruction Denver's defense left on the Panthers. Because Carolina's defense did their job, it's just Cam Newton could not figure anything out that day. And the defined play of the game came when Cam Newton chose to not jump on a key fumble. And Denver won the Super Bowl, with Peyton Manning capturing his second chip and retiring on top. Meaning the NFL was pretty much wide open again.
Fuck this season. Because, bro, they ain't gonna hold you this season. I hate New England, but they just, like, bro, they season, after they lost Tom Brady, it was just like, when Tom Brady came back, I'm like, nah, this nigga throwing this shit different. This nigga, he reading this defense kind of different. Like, nah, like he was, bro. He was a man possessed, bro. Because like I feel like he was like, man, y'all got me fucked up. Y'all gonna suspending me, and y'all think I can't win still? Oh, I'm finna prove it, nigga.
Or was it? I mean, was the NFL ever open when this stud existed? Because the Patriots didn't go anywhere. But the NFL looked to take a bit of a step back in terms of actual great teams, because the Panthers were pretty bad all of a sudden. The Seahawks hadn't mentally recovered from their Tom beating, with the Cardinals being right down there with them, as both of them would have one of the weirdest, worst, best games ever in a 6-6 mid-off. But there was one young team that kind of took over all the media headlines this year.
It's Elliott.
Yeah,
Elliott
bro. Prime Ezekiel Elliott will always be like one of the craziest season. Like, bro, he was such a good ass wide receiver. Like this year, like that year, bro. The way Dak and the Zeke was playing, bro, you was thinking like, okay, the Cowboys probably got
The Dallas
something.
Cowboys
They probably got bro. They probably can do something.
were the most electric team in the league
Yes.
in 2016. Fueled by the rookie duo of this random-ass Ewok and Dakota Prescott, the Cowboys went 13-3 and were elite. And meanwhile, holy 2016, man, David Johnson and Jay Ajayi were two of the top fantasy running backs in the league. And David Johnson truly had a legendary year for the Cardinals, but no wins really came from that. And then the AFC West was back once again. The Chargers and Broncos lagged behind, but the Chiefs were amazing this year with Travis Kelce, Eric Berry, Alex Smith, and a young rookie by the name of Tyreek Hill. They were seemingly set to explode on any given play, and the Raiders, the Raiders, man. I'm gonna make a full video on this soon enough, but fuck, bro.
Imagine
That boy Derek Carr, bro.
just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
But the best team in football in 2016
It was the Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons. Similar to their team from earlier, it was still
Falcons
Matt Ryan,
was
Julio
dangerous,
Jones calling
bro.
the shots, but also, once again, they had some names from 2016. Vic Beasley, a linebacker, decided to be really good for 1 year, and that's it. And Devontae Freeman. Who remembers prime Devontae Freeman? I totally forgot about him. But yeah, the Falcons were legit. And in the playoffs, yeah, I'm going to be honest, the playoffs weren't all that. The wild card had 4 blowouts, with the Packers taking down the Giants, who were rejuvenated with an elite OB.
I'm finna say, I want to say the national champion. That's when it really was like, okay,
and
crazy ass
led
game.
by Landon Collins. That's another 2016 name, but they took a nice little boat trip, and that was that. The divisional round was also kind of more the same, except I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers was a one-man entertainment show in the 2010s, and versus Dallas, he did the impossible again. After a close back and forth and a comeback, the game was tied at 31 apiece. Packers needing a field goal to take down Dallas. And with 35 seconds left, it wasn't looking super possible, but it's Aaron Rodgers.
Facts.
What are you gonna do versus this monster?
comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete.
Rodgers took Cook, Crosby field goal, Cowboys lose. You love to see it. But Dallas did at least get to see Rodgers get pounded a week later by the Falcons, so there's that. And while this was going on, the Patriots handled Big Ben, which led to the Super Bowl. Falcons versus Patriots. Remember when Chris Jones is...
Hey, all I'm going to say, we already know what happened with that Super Bowl. And I'm gonna say this about that Super Bowl, bro. Falcons, once again, y'all, I don't know, defense, y'all start playing or what? Because, bro, this, once again, was 2016. Like I said, that boy Tom Brady was possessed with something because, bro, all the dark magic was happening. All the dark magic was happening. He finding passes. Ooh, he, Amendola, pass, Rob, pass, got, you feel me? It was like, bro, he was dotting these niggas up bro, in the second half, bro. Not even the second half, in the fourth quarter, bro. In the fourth quarter, dotting these niggas up, bro. And ever since the Super Bowl, the Falcons was never the same after that.
Anyone remember
The
that?
Super Bowl changed
Great
the
stuff,
Falcons.
as he absolutely revolutionized the tactical dive after the 40-yard dash, and the combine hasn't been the same since.
I'm looking at the 40, and all of a sudden I feel it. I feel it touch my leg, and I'm like, oh shit. So I try to cut.
The 2017 season began with David Johnson going down with a season-ending injury, cementing himself as quite possibly the greatest fantasy bust ever, being the consensus first overall pick. Good to have him on the squad that year. But the biggest storylines from this season were two teams. The Eagles and the Browns. For obviously the exact same reasons. The Cleveland Browns were a f***ing dumpster fire. I know.
Yep.
Stay with me here. Somehow, in 2 seasons on the job, Hugh Jackson went 1-31.
New Haagen-Dazs Belgian waffle cones. That's Dazs.
And kept his job, including the 2017 campaign, where the Browns went 0-16. Amazing work. That is so difficult to do in the modern era. This season was such an absolute disaster that they almost traded everything for A.J. McCarron, a garbage backup, and looked into hiring the former Secretary of State because reasons, even though she had zero football background whatsoever. I genuinely can't believe that was a news headline. But the Eagles, behind sophomore quarterback Carson Wentz, turned into a powerhouse. And that's what the 2017 season
And my thing is, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Carson Wentz should win MVP this year.
All about young teams.
He should have won MVP this
coming
year.
out of nowhere and shocking everyone. Wentz and the Eagles were great. Jared Goff and the Rams had arrived. Deshaun Watson and the Texans were popping off.
Yeah.
Until, you know, Carson Wentz and Deshaun Watson both had their seasons ended. But the Rams kept going, I guess. Todd Gurley was a demon. And it's now time to talk about a certain team for the first time all video. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Welcome to the video, Jacksonville. Glad to have you. I don't know if you can believe it or not, though, but the Jaguars didn't do anything for the entirety of the 2010s to this point. But in 2017, Saxonville was born. And behind Jalen Ramsey and Calais Campbell, they had the best defense in football.
Facts.
And murmurings of a potential deep playoff run had begun. Also, I don't think I've mentioned the Dolphins outside of Jay Ajayi, so this is a good time to mention the time Coach Forster was caught on video talking to his stripper girlfriend he impregnated while taking lines of coke. And for some reason, his wife wasn't a fan of that. I couldn't tell you why. So yeah, those were the contenders now. Outside of 2 teams, not the Packers, because Rodgers was hurt again, but the Patriots, as usual, the Saints, led by Michael Thomas and Drew Brees, but also the Steelers. The Killer Bees were arguably at their peak now and going blow for blow with the Patriots this year, which led to a Steelers versus Patriots regular season game that would be instrumental in deciding who would basically make the Super Bowl for home field advantage. And
After reviewing the play, the receiver in the end zone did not survive the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
What? What is this fucking debauchery?
Okay, fine. That was bullshit. But there's still a chance to. Why aren't you going for the field goal? Why is this play completely broken? Oh my fucking god! What the fucking fuck?
yeah, the Raiders.
Bruh, oh my god, I remember that play, bruh. Hey, I swear to God, bruh, Tom Brady dark magic gonna be like, bruh, somebody gotta do a video on that, like, because it was some dark magic up in the air
Completely regressed with Derek Carr
tonight. No
looking like
Phil
his old
Collins,
self. We
but
did get the
something was
classic
up in
Raiders
the
versus
air
Chiefs
tonight.
Thursday game, which was One of my favorite games that I've been to in the rain, where multiple flags happened, but Crabtree still called game. Besides that, though, other headlines around the league were the rise of the Chiefs, with Alex Smith having a filthy season, only throwing 5 picks all year to 26 touchdowns. And with Kelsey, Hunt, and Hill, they were lethal. The Vikings were good, too, out of nowhere, with Case Keenum, Stephon Diggs, Harrison Smith, and holy lord, Xavier Rhodes. What a name. Andrew Luck also missed the whole season because the Colts thought he just had a little owie instead of a career-threatening injury.
Bruh, had a whole...
The Bengals eliminated the Ravens.
I think, bruh, did Alex Smith, like I said, bruh, Andrew Luck had to play, like, the injury he had, like, was it concussions and shit?
On a last-second touchdown, meaning the Buffalo Bills clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 1999. The wild card, though, wasn't amazing, but we got Titans versus Chiefs, which, again...
pissed me off because it's like, bruh, Alex Smith, he was a good quarterback in season, but playoffs, he was ass.
The Chiefs blew another lead. This one being a 21-3 lead late in the third to Marcus Mariota and the Titans, as Mariota caught a pass from himself, and the Titans inadvertently spawned a deity. So powerful.
Well, I ain't gonna say that. My bad, Alex Smith. Defense was ass.
NFL history would never be...
Man, I swear to God. Like, bro. Oh my God. I just can't explain it. It's like, well, it's hard to, like, bro. Once again, your team always up. But somehow to let the other team win. I don't understand that shit. Like, bro.
Same again, as Alex Smith wouldn't ever play for the Kansas City Chiefs again. The divisional round, though, was pretty hype. The Eagles barely outlasted the defending NFC champs on a last-second play. The Jaguars shocked the world, and after managing just 10 points last week versus Buffalo, they dropped 45 on the Steelers. 45 points.
Yes.
It ended the Killer Bee era. Blake Bortles was just that good, and the Steelers haven't been the same organization since that game, honestly, but the one game that stole the show was Vikings versus Saints. Drew Brees had his best shot at a Super Bowl since 2009 when they won it, and the Eagles were vulnerable. So if they...
Bro, that motherfucker, oh my gosh.
won this game, they could have gotten to the Super Bowl pretty easily. And Brees was playing some of his best football as well, and he did it. He got the Saints a lead with 20 seconds left. Michael Thomas was still unguardable, and
facts, bro.
The football god stepped in and grabbed Drew Brees by the spine and snapped him in half because, of course, he can't be happy. How does this even happen?
But that's one thing I will always like. This playoffs, it was not Drew Brees' fault. If y'all go back to my Super Bowl, to me, and I was like saying that Drew Brees wasn't him, like between him and Brady, I felt like him, Brady, and Peyton Manning, I feel like I have Aaron Rodgers over Drew Brees. Like, I feel like he wasn't like the top 3 quarterback. Like, he wasn't like a third, like, best, you know, like, he ain't the, like, I always have Aaron Rodgers over him. But the thing is, like, certain, like, games, I'll be like, no what, and going back, I'll be like, no, it's certain shit, it's just not Aaron. I say Aaron Rodgers, but it ain't Drew Brees' fault, because it's like, damn, nigga, like, nigga, you telling me you supposed to be looking up for the ball. The ball ain't down there, my nigga. You supposed to be looking up.
Sweet Moses, man. It never won't be amusing. Whoa, what a call from Joe Buck, too. A voice crack and all, it's just peak cinema. So now, we were getting dangerously close to a Blake Bortles, Case Keenum Super Bowl, but luckily, Tom Brady, one hand and all, was semi-correct and wasn't letting that happen, as the Patriots, aided by a controversial call, came back, down double digits, again, and then Nick Foles obliterated the Vikings, which set up Eagles versus Patriots. The Eagles were just the definition of an underdog. Now, I've talked about this game extensively on my Eagles video a few weeks back, on my 2017 video, so I'm sure you get it at this point, but I still can't overstate how impressive it was that Tom Brady didn't choke. Tom played out of his mind, but it still wasn't enough to beat a team that wasn't favored in a safe.
But I blame Bill. Like, to me, that was Belichick's fault, because to me, Belichick didn't want to put Michael Butler in, because I don't know why. Because he was like, it was like, bro, beginning of the game, he was crying and stuff. Then Bill Belichick had benched him. But it was like, it was like, it did not make no sense, because he was the top corners, like, for New England. And it was just like, he was heavily missed in that game, because, bro, the way Nick Foles was heavily throwing that on that other side, bro, on that, like playing with that backup corner for him, it was just like crazy. I'm like, see, Belichick, if you had a little bit Michael, you feel me, had Butler in you, certain shit wouldn't be for real. Y'all probably be neck to neck in this game. It wouldn't even be like y'all probably could win it if he was in the game, but
single postseason game all playoffs, as a Philly special and a Tom Brady drop and strip sack later made the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champions, and Nicholas Foles raised the Lombardi as a Super Bowl MVP. But Tom wasn't done just yet.
Hate this motherfucking season.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, the finest organization on the planet. The standard is the standard, motherfuckers. They just lost it. Le'Veon Bell took to social media to let his frustrations be known, which is always a positive thing. He was at a strip club every other night, became another huge fantasy bust, and released a few rap songs, which, honestly, compared to his comrade, made it seem like he was dropping To Pimp a Butterfly every week.
But it is the right decision for me.
Yeah,
nah.
By the way, Antonio Brown wasn't in complete Chernobyl meltdown mode yet, but he was showing signs as he disappeared before their last game versus the Bengals, and the Steelers even lost to the Raiders and missed the playoffs. Good times, man. I missed that baseball field. But I remember when I was...
A monster had arrived, bro. I swear to God, once Patrick Mahomes was the starting quarterback for the Chiefs, changed the Chiefs organization. And now Patrick Mahomes is that chosen one, like a Tom Brady, like a Joe Montana. Now he's gonna be like, can he be the one that be the next GOAT? And to me, he is. Like, in his generation, this generation right now, Patrick Mahomes is a GOAT, because nobody for real really beat, like, I ain't gonna not for real like, not beat him, but it's like he beat them all. Be adjusting, like, he beat everybody in his class already. So if he's like retired right now, go already in his generation.
Talking about Alex Smith, well, not anymore. Patrick LeVon Mahomes was the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs now, and the balance of time itself was completely thrown off.
Yes.
Right out of the gate, he started doing things we've never seen before and may never see again.
Yes.
5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns in his first season as the starter. And what's even crazier, somehow, Drew Brees at 40 was right there with him. The Saints had their best team of the decade. Their defense was filthy. Kamara was balling. Brees was in the zone, and he was basically the most...
And I swear to God, I hate, oh my gosh, that Rams in the Saints game. I always gonna blame the NFL for this, because it's like, bro, that was a completely foul. Like, that's a penalty already, bro. That's pass interference, bro. It's just like my thing is we never truly got a Brady and Drew Brees in a Super Bowl.
Efficient volume passer not named Patrick Mahomes. As
And my thing it took till Drew Brees' arm, like his final year, for him and Brady really have that matchup. It's
the
like,
Saints were pretty much the best team in football. So,
but they could have had this
I'm very
matchup
excited to
like
see the Saints win
this
the Super Bowl.
season,
In their
though.
division, though, not much was really going on. The Panthers have been irrelevant for a few years, but Jameis Winston, the Buccaneers quarterback, who I have yet to discuss, had one of the most entertaining seasons of all time, throwing for 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. He was just literally a fantasy cheat code. He was so fun to watch every single Sunday, and the season ended off on the most perfect note with a pick six ending the Bucs season. But what was going on in the AFC? Well, the Raiders decided to bring back Chucky. Mr. Gruden was the head coach now, and he immediately traded away Khalil Mack. So,
bro, I remember that,
and what made
bro.
it even better to be a Raider fan during this time was the Chiefs were so fun, man. They would have been even better too, but Kareem Hunt decided to do the thing that NFL players tend to do, and they also had that iconic game versus the Rams, so I was really just having a good year. So meanwhile, with the Chiefs doing their thing, I think they sacrificed Alex Smith's career for their success. But the Patriots also looked pretty weak this season. They got demolished by the Titans earlier in the year, and were just overshadowed by Kansas City completely. I mean, but everyone was. The Chargers were solid with Melvin Gordon in his prime. The Seahawks were pretty good again, finally. Hell, Mr. Unlimited probably would have gotten MVP looks, but Mahomes, so nah. All that was left, though, was for the pieces to fall where they may and see what happens in the playoffs.
Playoffs fucking scary.
What's up? How you doing? I didn't feel like talking about you guys for reasons, but yeah, when I said the Raiders traded Khalil Mack, Chicago got him and had one of the best defenses of the modern era.
Once.
Oh, he hits the upright again.
Bro.
That's impossible.
Oh, man.
Bro, my thing is, bro, the kicker for Chicago was so ass. You been missing kicks since, bro. You been missing kicks all season. But it was like, bro, in the playoffs, bro, into the Eagles. And once again, they had Nick Foles. So it was like, damn, we getting a repeat.
I love my job. So the Bears were
it's like a whole
repeat
repeat
as well, and the divisional round was pretty routine, as the championship games were when things would get spicy. Saints versus Rams, the old versus the new. Sean McVay had brought the Rams back from a decade of irrelevancy, but they were hampered by a Todd Gurley injury, and with Drew Brees being as hungry as he was, with arguably his best team, it seemed like the Saints had a Super Bowl appearance locked up. But the more interesting game was Chiefs versus Patriots. Since the game was in Arrowhead, it seemed like an obvious moment for the Chiefs to end the Patriots dynasty and take the mantle as the new kings of the NFL. But both of those things did not happen. The
Chiefs didn't have no
defense.
defense.
History of sports finally sent Drew Brees into the twisting nether.
But I swear to God, bro, this hit will always be one of the worst calls in NFL history. Like, bro, this moment one because already that's, to me, bro, this should be the way the Saints went to the Super Bowl. The ref, oh no, flag on the play, nigga. Extra yardage, nigga. That was field goal range. They was close to field goal range. So it was like, bro, it was a perfect way for the Saints to go back to the Super Bowl and for Drew Brees for his second time go to the Super Bowl, like
forever. And the Chiefs almost won off of a game-ending pick, but it got called back, and a run-in touchdown ended the game. The Patriots did the impossible and made another Super Bowl.
Fucking hate that shit, bro. And the reason why I was pissed at this game, bro, Because, bro, it was hella calls, bro. Y'all remember when they say the gloves didn't hit Julius Edelman like hands, and clearly it hit this man's hands. It was like, bro, it was like it looked like it did it, but at the end it got the tip of his hands, bro, and they like, nah, nigga, it's all good. It was all good. I was like, oh, here come this bullshit again, and it's like, started this back off. Let's start this off, right? Overtime, bro. Chiefs defense, not even defense, bro. The D line wasn't where it's at right now, bro. Because D line was so ass because the Patriots stayed running. Those big guys wasn't doing shit. I'm like, God damn.
Versus the injured Rams, the Patriots just kind of had to do the bare minimum, which they did. And the New England Patriots won another Super Bowl. And Tom Brady, at the age of 41, had six pieces of hardware.
6.
All right, here we are. The final season of the 2010s decade. And was it the best? Well, it didn't start out on a positive note, with Andrew Luck calling it a career, which was sad, but then it got so much worse. Antonio Brown became the Raider. He got in a hot air balloon, he froze his feet, called out our GM, and was promptly cut. So that was just such a fun time to... sorry, just kind of had an existential crisis there. But the 2019 season would be defined by one man, Lamar Jackson. He was... Let me just...
Nobody haven't seen a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, because once again, that Mike Vick type of style of play, the way he put his spin and twist is like he like a running back as a quarterback. You feel me? Because the way the style of Lamar Jackson plays is more that freedom ball. So it was like how Mike Vick got out the pocket. It was more like the way he able to escape the like pocket. It's just like, I don't feel like nobody like that dual threat quarterback like that really got that. Just I feel like it's just only Lamar Jackson.
It's crazy that this was 6 years ago at this point, but Lamar's 2019 year was special. The league hadn't seen someone like him since prime Michael Vick, and the Ravens were the best team in football, but slightly behind Baltimore was the Chiefs, of course, but Josh Allen in Buffalo, too, was starting to make some noise.
Yeah.
Although the Patriots were still a threat with an elite defense, they were going through a tumultuous time. For the first time this decade, Rob Gronkowski was gone, and this lack of offensive talent made them take desperate measures.
Wait, Antonio, wait. He did.
They signed Antonio Brown. Oh my God. And you know what's crazy about this? It could have worked. I mean, it worked with Brady in Tampa later, but AB was truly in a headspace at the time, and they cut him immediately after signing him. And add on Robert Kraft enjoying a handy off the job, and a late season loss to Ryan Fitzpatrick, the Patriots were a walking clown show and were forced to play in the dreaded wild card.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns also went all in on the season, bringing in Odell Beckham, which led to Baker regressing, and the Browns missed the playoffs entirely. The 49ers and Packers were also back, as San Francisco had a filthy defense, and Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams were just breaking records all over the place. Only to be eclipsed by Michael Thomas, who was having the second best wide receiver season in modern NFL history in New Orleans. But like I said, the Patriots were playing in the wild card and had to face off against the king, Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans, who were the Patriots' kryptonite in this game, basically, as Henry was literally untackleable, and a pick six ended the Patriots dynasty forever.
And good shit, my boys. Good shit, Tennessee, because y'all just made my day. Because once I heard that Tennessee beat the Patriots, I like, nigga, it's a new king in town.
Played
You feel
Buffalo in
me?
a pretty fun game with Josh Allen being a bit goofy, but the divisional round is when things got insane again. The Baltimore Ravens, statistically, were the best team of possibly the entire 2010s decade, but Derrick Henry didn't care, as Tennessee completely blew them out. Lamar struggled versus their defense, and the Titans moved on to the AFC Championship game to play the Chiefs, who just came back to beat the Texans.
And bro, I know Texas fans still gonna be hurt about this game because for 2 games, bro, I knew that we was just fucking like, bro, we was different, nigga. Like, bro, we was down in the second half, bro. Second half, bro. Nigga, Texas already had like 24 already, bro. The game was looking like a wrap, bro. We came back in this second half, bro. Started putting belts at ass. Houston was never the same as since CJ Strauss. Tech me to the Titans, bro. Same thing, bro. I'm like, damn, they was gonna get belts to ass. Nope, nigga. We came back and, man, we showed those boys, hey, Patrick Mahomes, bro. No, it really was Patrick Mahomes show the whole NFL, whole league that, nigga, I'm finna be a problem for a whole year, nigga, for the whole, till I retire, I'm gonna be a problem.
In one quarter and looked unbeatable. Meanwhile, the NFC Championship game would be the 49ers and Packers. Aaron Rodgers versus the Niners. Again. So, of course, he got gutted with Raheem Mostert ending the
Bro,
game
it
in the
was a
first
blow,
half,
bro.
and the
That
Chiefs just
49ers
outpounded the
team,
Titans, leading to the 49ers.
that 49ers team was so motherfucking, like, defense-wise and offense-wise was so fucking good. It's just the way they blew this league, and they blew it once again, it was just like, bro, it's
and the
crazy.
Chiefs. Part 1. These two teams look to be the future of the league.
Yeah.
Young versus young. Prime versus prime. And Kyle Shanahan held a big lead late in the game, but they choked again. Jet Chip Wasp changed the game. Damian Williams, of all people, took over and was robbed of a Super Bowl MVP. But the 49ers did not have enough firepower. And for some foreshadowing for the 2020s, the Kansas City Chiefs were Super Bowl champions and finally won their franchise's first ever Super Bowl, once and for all, taking the dynasty mantle away from the Patriots, becoming the team to beat for the next 10 years. So, all right, that's the video there. I thought it would be kind of fun to try a new style, so let me know what you think, because I would totally be down to do more non-specific videos like that. But if you like this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one. And if you did,
if you like this video, go like and subscribe. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out. Crazy 2010s. It's always gonna be my favorite, like, games ever, bro, because these games in 2010, it was just, and the story behind those games, it was just like, bro, it was peak, like, bro, it was peak games. Like, you gotta see what the Legion of Boom was finna do. You gotta see what Tom Brady and the Patriots was finna do after they people say Tom Brady, they couldn't do it. And that's why I say this gonna be forever a, like, it's a great year for him. A great year. Like, bro, 2010 it's a great year for the NFL. Can't wait till the 20s finally ends for we can really go back and look at the 20s. Because, like, bro, we look at the 2020 series, like, the, like, seasons we having from this year, from it's crazy because, bro, crazy, bro. Started all time Brady starting this motherfucking off. And that's the craziest thing. You gonna always gonna Tom Brady start the 20s off. And that's crazy. But if you like this video, go like and subscribe. Love y'all. Peace.